14-year-old Duval DeShields Jr., nicknamed DJ, has a new BB gun he's waving around recklessly in the streets. He pulled out the BB gun to break up a fight among some young girls. Then DJ flashed the toy gun at a little boy, unknown age, named Nana. Nana runs home scared and tells his older brother Kyrie about the incident. Kyrie tells Nana to stay away from DJ. Then he walks down to 10th and Thompson in North Philly and confronts DJ. He wasn't being hostile, he just said to leave his little brother alone. DJ started threatening Kyrie. Then he pulled up his shirt and showed the gun hanging out of his waistband. Kyrie walked away to avoid escalating the situation. This didn't really sit well with Kyrie though. Later on that night, Kyrie went over to his friend Omir Bernard's house. Omir Bernard, age 14 at the time, is also known as Pop. You all know him as Pop Hunna, the rapper who made the viral TikTok anthem, Corvette Corvette. Kyrie went to Pop's house and told him that he was going to fight DJ for waving the gun at his brother. At around 8 p.m., Pop tags along and Kyrie goes over to 10th Street looking for DJ. He wasn't there. They decided to stick around since there was a bunch of people hanging out outside. Pop's mother was even there hanging out. Then, 19-year-old Demetrius Brown, known as Meat, walks up to Pop and says, "Where the ops at?" Pop responds confused. "What is you talking about?" Then DJ rides up on his bike. Meat turns around to approach him. Pop grabs Meat's arm to prevent the confrontation, but Meat breaks away. Meat walks up to DJ and says, "What makes you think it's cool for you to pull a gun on one of my young bulls?" Then they started arguing, which led to a little scuffle. During the scuffle, Pop's mother, who was present at the incident, motions for them to go home since he had school the next day. DJ goes to lift up his shirt and grab the BB gun, but Meat grabs his arm. DJ turns around and runs away. Meat grabs a revolver from his coat and shoots him one time in the back of the head. Sadly, Duval DeShields Jr.'s life was taken way too soon. He was just a kid who was messing around with a toy gun, something me and my friends did all the time at the same age. And it cost him his life. The 19-year-old was charged with third-degree murder and is serving 40 years in prison. Fast forward 5 years almost to the exact day. One of the witnesses to the murder, Pop, would drop a song called Adderall that would eventually chart on the Billboard Hot 100. Adderall was actually his second viral song. The first song, Single, went viral earlier that year, but Corvette Corvette was so popular that Philadelphia's own Lil Uzi Vert felt like it was only right to jump on the remix with Pop. They dropped the remix together along with the video, and that would rack up over 40 million views on YouTube, generating him 250,000 subscribers. Then a week later, Uzi started posting promo videos of a new song titled Takeoff that they were about to release. With 2 viral hits and now a second song featuring Lil Uzi Vert about to drop, it was looking like 2021 was about to be the year that Pop Hunna goes mainstream. Just double check and make sure you're subscribed. Might as well like the video while you're at it. Drink water. Fans noticed that Uzi removed all of the promo posts of him and Pop Hunna for their song that was about to drop that very same day. Then paperwork of Pop's witness statement to the murder of DJ in 2015 leaked onto the internet. Now, one thing about rappers who claim to be from the streets is snitching or giving any information to the police is a cardinal sin. The last thing you want to be known as is a rat. So maybe Uzi was trying to distance himself from the situation before the blogs picked it up. Pop initially responded via his IG story and said, "Fake papers." A few days later, a DM exchange between Pop and Lil Uzi is leaked. This was allegedly posted on Pop's close friends story, which means the public can't see it. Uzi said, "Lil bro, you gotta take me off the EP, I can't accept what you did. Come on, big bro. Everybody's starting to hate me because I was being loyal. I did what I had to do. I can't even get features from no other artist because of this. Sorry, lil bro, I just can't respect what you did." Pop posted this and said, "I'm about to just quit rapping, all that paperwork just fucked up my whole reputation." But not enough people suspected this to be fake. They just assumed it was real right off the jump. But it raised a few questions to me. Why would Pop Hunna post this conversation? He knows how the internet works. If this was a private DM, keep it private. I know some of y'all are going to say, but it's on his close friend's story. Still, it's one screenshot away from being all over the internet. It says that Pop and Uzi aren't following each other. Uzi at the time wasn't following anyone, so that's fine, but Pop Hunna is not shy with the follow button. Why wouldn't you be following one of the biggest rappers in the game that you have 2 songs with when you follow hundreds of other people? The quote, "Everybody's starting to hate me because I was being loyal." Loyal to who? Doesn't really make sense, but we'll get into that. And this is another weak point, but why would Uzi call him Lil Bro when he's claiming not to fuck with him? And also fans were saying that Uzi doesn't even type like that. Then a tweet. "Need my verse back. Fuck that song. Real street dudes stick to the code." This tweet was allegedly posted at 3:50 a.m. on Christmas Eve, a very convenient time for nobody to see it. Yet, somebody does have a screenshot. Now here's the thing, the DM photo was picked up by all the blogs on December 27th, and rap blogs are fast. They post everything within minutes or hours of them surfacing onto the internet, especially academics who reports on everything first. And he was a few days late on this. So how did this tweet not get shared 3 days earlier on the 24th? With a caption something like, "Why did Uzi delete this tweet? Who was Uzi talking about?" I mean, that's like some typical rap blog stuff. Don't you think academics and other pages would post this tweet the same day that it occurred? I'd imagine that whoever took this screenshot was trying to do everything they could to spam it to academics and all these other blogs. But barely any of them even posted this tweet. They mostly just posted the DM conversation. I think people just assumed that screenshots were real because neither Pop nor Uzi denied them. They never talked about them, so I guess we'll never know. But it doesn't matter, right? Because Pop actually snitched. Well, a lot of misinformation was being spread. In the beginning of this video, I explained what happened. I read through all 3 witness statements and the full memorandum of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania versus Demetrius Brown, who was the shooter. Every video posted on YouTube said, "Oh, the details of the case don't matter." But then they talked about the case while people in the comments continued to spread misinformation. They said Pop was 13. No, he was about to turn 15. They said his best friend was killed right in front of him. No, he barely knew the kid who died. Then some people said his friend was the killer. No, he barely knew the killer as well. Remember, this is all per the legal documents. Pop was Kyrie's friend. Kyrie's little brother was the one that DJ waved the BB gun, and Kyrie was going over to fight DJ. Pop was just tagging along. When they got there, Pop was basically just chilling with his mom. Meat, shooter, is the one who stepped in and when things escalated. According to Pop's paperwork and the memorandum, Pop was merely just a bystander to a crime. 1 week after the shooting, homicide detectives brought him in, and as a 14-year-old, he just reported the things that he saw unfold in front of him. I don't know if this changes anything to you. I don't know if you perceive the situation differently, but we do know which way the internet perceived the situation, and perception is kind of reality. So if people think that he's a snitch, then I guess he is. But 2 years later in 2017, he was subpoenaed to court to testify again during the sentencing of Meat. Subpoenaing is basically when you're legally obligated to show up for court because your information is critical to reaching the conclusion of the crime. He showed up for court, testified on the stand, under oath, and when they asked him about the paperwork, the statement that he made right after the crime happened, he said, quote, "That statement, forget about it. Never happened. Nothing." So Pop Hunna in court said everything that he wrote on that paper was fake. Now you can make your own conclusion with that information. I'm a suburban kid. The last thing I know is anything about the street code or the ethics of the streets or what makes a snitch and what doesn't. But I do know that all of this information circling around the internet, whether true or not, ruined his career. Just a few months later, Pop posted a cryptic message on his Instagram, 20 years old with no purpose in life. Allah, call me home, I'm ready, I gave it my all. Then he went live on Instagram drunk with a belt around his neck saying how they ruined his life. His Instagram engagement has gone down so much he removed all of the likes from his posts. And he pretty much shut down once he realized he wasn't being taken seriously in the music industry. I'm sure he still has a little fan base, and he has released a couple of songs since then, but all his momentum is gone. He even tried to set up this fake stunt where a fan ran on stage at Rolling Loud and stole the mic from him. It did get people talking about him again, and he tried to use that buzz to promote his newest song, Maybe Call Me, but it just resorted to people making fun of him even more. Does Pop deserve this response from the music industry and fans? Was Uzi just trying to protect his own reputation? And can Pop Hunna ever have a career in the future? New videos every Monday and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe.